I stood in the breakroom of a car dealership, holding a cheap coffee pot. My sister Chloe, in a company polo shirt 2 sizes too big, was nervously explaining financing options to an impatient customer. She saw me and flinched, expecting a sneer, a reminder of her fall from grace. I didn't give it to her. I just poured myself a coffee and gave her a small, neutral nod. Later, my father picked me up in his Honda Civic. He was driving for a rideshare service. "Made $80 in tips yesterday," he said. And there was a genuine pride in his voice I hadn't heard since he'd retired from a job he hated. People are interesting. The most shocking transformation was my mother's. She'd started a blog called The Budget Duchess, chronicling her journey from luxury to frugality. She'd learned to coupon. She'd sold her jewelry. She'd found a community of women who admired her not for her husband's money, but for her newfound resilience. We had a family dinner. It was a potluck. My mother brought a casserole. It was a little burnt, and it was the most honest meal we'd shared in a decade. They weren't just complying. They were for the first time living. And the silence between us was no longer filled with resentment, but with the quiet, steady work of building something real.